I never changed it from when I put it on there the first time. We're live, or we should be live. Um, it always tries to get me to share the page, and sometimes I fall for it.
Share it as what?
As the page. Happy. What's today? Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Ooh. I was about to say Thursday. That is not.
You know, do the days matter anymore?
Yes and no.
Yeah. I mean, because it's not like you have to wait for a certain day for a TV show or.
That's true, and sometimes it's kind of like that anyway.
Yeah.
I've been binge watching stuff. Still.
I fall asleep.
I've been doing that too.
Okay.
Been doing that too. What's up, people? Happy hump day. Hump day.
I'm trying to see. Do I have to keep my phone up to be able to see any comments? I don't know. I never.
You can't see them on your screen.
I don't know. I mean, I need to tap it on the screen or no?
Did you share it with Huh?
I don't know.
No, you can't see it on your computer screen. You can't see the comments.
I'm saying, is that a question or an answer?
Can you see it's a question.
Well, I don't know. Do we have comments?
No, we don't have any right now. That's why somebody say hey or something, make sure we can see it. That's the only way we can interact. We see your comments and stuff. No, nobody said anything. It's people watching, but they haven't said anything. Hey, y'all.
Oh, people are watching?
Mm-hmm. Oh. You can't see that either, can you?
That's why I'm like. I
always wonder how it looked on your end.
Yeah, I can't see anything.
Somebody say hello.
I can't see nothing.
Hey, Regina.
Oh, so maybe I shared the page and not the live.
How's your Wednesday? Are you looking on your page?
Yeah.
Hey, Sharon.
Am I looking on my page? Hey, y'all.
Siri thought I just said hey to her.
Okay, there we go. I can see it there.
Get yourself together.
Get yourself together. I can see Deborah on my page. Deborah Reese.
Hey, Sharon. Thank you for saying hey, so we know people are on.
Yeah. Okay, so I can see on my page, I think.
Okay, cool.
All right, cool. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about why we're here. First of all, hey, look, hey, what a bunch of whys.
Why?
Regina has.
It might be an inside joke. I don't know.
Well, Regina has 2 Y's on her hey, and it might be on purpose or not.
Okay.
I'll tell you, it is an inside joke. Robin was turned off by a guy because he seemed too anxious to talk to her, because when he would text her, he would write, hey, with a bunch of Y's. And she was like, I don't like that.
No, that is not the case.
You said, hey, why. Hey, why.
She is lying.
Hey.
She is lying. Hey, Jamel. She is lying. That is not the reason. No, the reason he started following me on Instagram, he let it know that he was stalking me online. That was the problem. Don't get it twisted.
But you didn't like that he would send you text that said, hey,
but that was after the fact that I wasn't responding to him.
You didn't like it?
You gonna bring that up first.
But you still didn't like it?
Hey, Crystal. What's going on?
What's up, y'all? Okay, so we are here to find you. And oh no, girl, yes, we're branching out since we can't do live events right now. We want to still do our best to try to connect singles. And that's what our podcast is about. We talk about relationships. We talk about dating. We talk about things that made good sense and didn't make any sense at all. But now we've decided to branch out and use this platform to actually try to connect some singles. And just like you see Robin there and me here, we feel like we can get some single men in some of these boxes and some single women in some of these boxes and just have fun and learn about each other. And so we need you to send us your information so we can make sure we have you included on a future episode of First Date. We're calling it First Date because I'll be there, Robin will be there, you'll be there, whoever else will be there. And so many times we don't get a chance to even experience a first date, which is usually the most fun because you go out with somebody, you're getting to know them, you're getting to see what they think about different things. And that's usually when a person is most interesting.
It's true.
Downhill from there. So
not to mention that we are in a time in our, in this epidemic or pandemic that, we're not able to do the traditional dating anyway. So I think it's a perfect opportunity for people to get to know each other in a safe space and have fun doing it.
So we decided to do this live because we put a post out last week that says, hey, are you single? We want to do this dating game. And we got a lot of responses from women, which is great. But we need some fellas, okay? And so we wanted to do a video to kind of have people ask us questions about what the show is, what it's going to be like, so we can squash any concerns or hesitations you might have in joining us for the fun. But we mostly want to talk to the single men. Single ladies. Right. Inbox us your email and we'll send you back the questionnaire. Single fellas, we want to tell you what it is because we really want you to participate in it. Now we do have some men. I don't want to say we don't have any men that have responded, but we want more. Right. We want more men. So it's one fun. That's the whole point of it. Is for us to have fun. It's not to embarrass anybody. It's not to necessarily put anybody on the spot. It's not to expose anybody. It's just for us to get to know each other, right?
Exactly. Yeah, there's nothing embarrassing about it.
Right. Now, what we expect to happen from this is either you will potentially connect from one of the people in one of the boxes, or because this will be a live game show dating situation online, people who are at home who are singles that might be interested might just find their way into your inbox.
Right. Who knows?
Yeah. Who knows? We wanted to provide a platform for people to kind of talk, share their thoughts about things, answer some fun questions, interact with each other. And you don't know, your knight in shining armor or the lady of your dream could show up right here. Okay, Guy Rawlings said, what do you win? You win to possibly fall in love in the midst of a pandemic. Guy, you have single friends. I need you to send us their emails, and so we can pre-screen them. You don't win anything because we did not want to set it up as a competition because we feel like it's hard enough out here meeting somebody. So it's not women competing against women for a man or men competing against each other for the woman. It's everybody getting a chance to answer and ask and interact so we can get to know each other and possibly make some connections.
Yeah, it's going to be a unique setup. It's not the typical dating game as you would think about it. It's going to be much more casual and much more innocent, I would say. You know what I mean? So it's going to be fun.
Why is
pre-screen?
This is pre-screening.
We got to pre-screen people.
We got to pre-screen. What are you talking about? Yes, pre-screening. But it really is just a matter of us wanting to make some connections. And the connection might be what we all see. We might see a couple of people in the boxes kind of answering in the same way or having a flirtation while we all watching. Or it might just be, you know what, somebody at home said, hey, that guy, I like the way he answered those questions and he's single and he's interested, he's eligible. Let me sneak in them DMs.
Right. So exposure.
This is just strictly for exposure. We want to, this is the ultimate thirst trap, okay? We want to present singles in a way that sometimes it doesn't come across on a dating app. So let's talk about the dating apps. If you are single, you more than likely have tried out dating apps. You more than likely have had mediocre success or no success at all. One of the challenges with being on a dating app is obviously, people can take pictures, but it's still a lot lost in translation from a picture to a live talking person. There's also something lost in the profile of what people will be willing to share on their dating app. One of the things that we want to know about men, and that's why we need you guys to answer us, we have found recently on dating apps, men are on dating apps. However, men are on dating apps and they are looking for friends. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about why that is a problem for us. Men, don't be on a dating app looking for a friend. We ain't looking for friends on the dating app. We have all the friends we will ever need. Now, obviously, we will have to form a friendship before it progresses into a potential relationship. But so far, in the last year and a half, we have both come into contact with men who are on dating apps saying, let's just be friends and see what happens. And we're saying, no, we want people to be intentional about why are we hanging out and why are we getting to know each other and why are we building the friendship. It's not just to see what happens. It's to see, are we going to be together? Right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes.
I'm sorry, you over there producing. Okay, so if you have any questions you want to ask us about it right now, please do. If you know some guys or some women that would be interested, please share this live right now. We can answer the questions live. As I mentioned, we have gotten quite a bit of feedback and interest from women, a couple of guys, but we definitely want to stack the field. We want to be able to do this so many times every week and just kind of mix and match people that we think can have a fun conversation online for the audience to be able to participate in, the audience to be able to send in questions. It'll be a lot of fun. Amanda says the friends thing is awful. Also the overly thirsty man. That goes back to the hey with all the why.
Hey, why.
And we even disagreed on.
Miori says she doesn't like the hey either. Thank you, Miori. Thank you.
But that's because y'all saying, hey, why? I read that as, hey.
And does that sound good? Oh, man, that's funny. But yes, I'm not just men send us questions. Women, you can send us questions even if you've already signed up or filled out the little questionnaire.
Tag a single man. There's a lot of things. So what we're doing, we're going to reach out to some men. There's a lot of single men who are always posting about women and dating and all that. So we're reaching out to them too because we want to give them a platform, an opportunity to discuss and talk. And this is not going to be an argument or a debate. Because I feel like so many times we focus online so much of what keeps us apart. We're looking to actually make some actual connections. That's all we're looking to do is have some fun, meet some people, give some singles a platform for everybody to see you. So it'd be like, hi, I'm Eunice. I enjoy long walks on the beach. I'm a Gemini and I enjoy reading my books that I've written. I'm 45. I have no children. I have 2 dogs. What would I say? What is your dating profile? Producer.
You talking to me? Oh.
Yes.
I thought you were talking to the audience. My bad. You said what is my dating profile?
Yeah. What is your Jet Beauty profile look like?
Hi, I'm Rabi Abi. Did you say what you enjoyed? Did you say what you enjoyed? I enjoy traveling.
An example. You're not setting it. Just go with what you would say to get someone to like you.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah. Okay.
So, all right. So the way it's going to work is I'll be the host. She'll be the producer. She'll talk sometime, but obviously not a lot. Okay. Because we want to keep it moving. But I need you to share this with on your page. Tag a single man. Inbox a single man. Because we just want to have fun. And I think most men would enjoy a platform to talk their trash, whatever.
Don't be like that.
What do you like that?
We welcome them. We welcome them.
No, definitely welcome them for sure.
Huh?
Well, we want to have some connections.
Because men do have a unique perspective. And so we need that perspective to make these connections. So we actually do need them for real. Like seriously.
Like
so,
really. If we could do it without you, I promise you we would. We would do it without you. But we do need some male participation. Thank you to the guys who have already reached out and expressed some interest. But we need more men because, again, we want to be able to have fun with it. As far as we had a question about age range. Anybody that's single and eligible, we don't care about your age. Okay?
Right.
So there is no age limit to this. There's any race, any spiritual, religious background, any socioeconomic background. You just got to be single and eligible and be willing to have some fun with us online. That's all you have to do. Again, I think some men might have a fear of maybe they got some women in the rotation, and if they're on a single show, you're not attached to any woman on the show. You are just representing a single man. So it's not like you're going to win a date with somebody. It's not like we're going to pair you with somebody. We really just want to have some fun, interesting conversations amongst singles. And if there's a connection made offline, hopefully you will follow up and tell us about it after the fact, but we really wouldn't have any way to know. So I want men to think they're going to be exposed because, you know, secrets and stuff. You got any more questions for us? I'm trying to see if I'm seeing the comments or no.
Crystal said no new friends. I think she was making that reference when you were talking about the dating apps and how there's something about single men and the friend thing. We could talk about that on another live, but it's a bad. I don't know who's saying that.
Let's talk about that now because I think
we'll talk about it. Go ahead and address it.
So yeah, what is that single men who want to be friends, but you're on a dating app? So we respect that every man is not looking to date. We're not just picking men up off the street and saying, "Why don't you want to date me?" But by essence of being on a dating app, the implication is you are interested in dating. So when you meet someone on a dating app, and the dating app we talk about most is Bumble, both people have to swipe each other in order to even have a conversation. So there was some initial interest. What is the holdup on the moving forward of the hanging out, the getting to know each other, the spending time to see if it can blossom into something more versus, oh, well, let's just be friends. You know, guy says you're taking their word that they're single.
Yeah. How else are we supposed to do it?
Right. I mean, we're not running background checks.
First, you said we can't screen them. Now you're saying we should just gonna take their word. Which one is it gonna be? We're gonna screen them. We're gonna ask them if they're single, and they say yes. That's all we can.
That's all we can do. Look, if they say they're single and they go on the interweb to do a single show, that's on them. So tag a single man, guy. We are taking your word that they're single.
So go ahead and tag it.
So go ahead and tag your friends that you smoke cigars with, guy, your Kappas, guys from NABJ. They could be anywhere in the country. This is not local to Alabama because obviously the interweb is all over the world. So you can be anywhere in the country and dial in and have some fun with us. So think of your single friends, men and women, but especially men right now who we're not looking for no friends. Tag. Look, I feel like we're waiting. It's like bingo. Tag a single man right now. Anybody? Anybody?
There may be a prize.
Tag them.
There may be a prize. I can't tell if people are tagging people.
Now, this is another thing I wanted to add. You, as the producer of the show, you are a single woman. Me, as the so-called host of the show, I am a single woman. Hey, we might pre-screen this, and we might like them for ourselves. We still gonna put them on the show.
We surely will. I thought you were going to say something like we weren't going to put them on. I'm like, no, we would never do that.
The point is, everybody likes something different. It's something different. So I'm saying it's not like we got men and we try to help everybody else. We try to help ourselves too. Is my point. But we realized even beyond, before this pandemic, how hard it is just to get a first date. Did you mention that already? How many you listen to the show that you on?
I'm sorry. But anyway, I'll just say it again. Maybe somebody just joined. But we realized that, it's just hard out here to be single. And any single person can attest to this. So we wanted to create this thing where the connection part is the easy part. Like you can just go ahead and connect. And if something goes beyond that, then that's on you. We're not trying to force it. We're not trying to put people together that don't belong together or anything like that. It's going to be on you in the end if you want to connect with someone. But we just want to, have that space available because it's not available. And we know that any guy or girl that comes to participate in this game or this first date project should be kind of serious about meeting somebody, even if it's not the person that we ended up having on the screen at the same time. So that's the whole thing. Sorry.
I think we have a new question or something. What does that say? I guess the point of the question is, how do you forgive somebody you hated?
The man once hated you. It's possible that can happen. How do you forgive? How do you forgive? I would take that part of it.
Okay. So one thing that we have learned in our research is that although women tend to get noted as being more emotional than men, men have more of emotional immaturity in communicating their hurt. So whereas a woman will say, hey, that hurt my feelings, or hey, we need to talk about it, a man will just ghost you or sleep with your best friend. But the reason why he's done that is because his feelings have been hurt. So as far as forgiving somebody, I think men have a harder time forgiving and letting go once they've been hurt. I think women, we have become a little bit more adept to doing that, because sometimes it's a great guy and he does something horrible, and you want to be able to forgive them to move forward and to move on. And a lot of times men have a harder time forgiving because of the hurt. They just will say, forget it, I'm not doing it, you know. Right. Or if they stay, they still haven't forgiven. So the way I would suggest you forgive, or how you forgive, is different for everybody. And it's one of the hardest things in the world to do, especially when you've been hurt by a person. First of all, think about why you want to forgive them. That means there's still some redeeming qualities to that person. And also realize that when you hold on to that pain and that animosity towards that person, they somewhere having a good life. They ain't thinking about you. So just release it for yourself, because it's a burden. Because anybody that I've ever held on something against, and by the time I do release it, I feel lighter. And so regardless of what they take from it.
Exactly. In a nutshell, you forgive for you, not for the other person. It frees you. For sure. Thanks, Jay, for that question.
Hey, Doug. Hey, are you single? Send us your email.
I tag a single friend if you're not.
No, like Jay Doug, is that a man? All right, that was good. Ask us another question, but make sure you inbox us and send us your email. You don't have to post it on this thread, but you can just go in the inbox of either Robin, myself, or Oh No Girl Yes inbox, and just send us.
We prefer Oh No Girl Yes if you don't mind.
Yeah, and we'll send you the questionnaire.
Yeah. Exactly.
Look at me answering questions about forgiveness.
I know, that was like, I was like, where did that come from? I appreciated it though.
You know,
just a disclaimer though, and maybe I should put the disclaimer on the bottom. We are not experts in any of this. Neither one of us are in a relationship. We're just trying to figure this thing out like everybody else. And we're just doing it out loud.
Right. The whole podcast, Oh No Girl Yes, that's what we do every week. If you haven't listened to the podcast, something will happen to one of us or both of us, or we'll observe something that's happened. And we'll just talk it through on our podcast. And we usually have varying opinions from each other. So it's not like we're sitting here agreeing with each other. But we do try to say, okay, I have a different view because I'm a little bit older and calmer than she is. And see, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. I told you, I can feel the draft from when you roll your eyes. It's like the wind blows over here.
I mean, I'll give you older, but calmer.
I'm not calm. What?
But okay, we had a good comment on our YouTube that shows our growth. Let me read it to you. I just read it to myself when I woke up this morning. I watched you two from the beginning of your podcast. I think that both of you have softened somewhat. That is not a bad thing. You're both intelligent, confident, strong, and very capable women. But now you seem to be allowing the opportunity for someone else to ride along. I am encouraged for both of you.
Oh, that's sweet. And the answer to that comment is, it's amazing what a global pandemic will do.
But we're growing. We're growing.
But we was out here on these streets. No. And then the world shut down, and we're like, you know, maybe. I mean,
it ain't so bad. Crystal has a comment. What type, style of questions will be asked during the game?
Okay, so there'll be different rounds, and so it'll be different types of questions. Everybody will get a chance to answer the question. So, and some of them will be multiple choice, some of them be true or false, and you'll get a chance to expound. So any of the questions, because we also want to be sensitive to the sake of time. So any of the questions that we ask, everyone will be able to answer. We'll also ask for questions from the audience, because sometimes the audience might know you. Someone in the audience will know you, and they'll know a certain question to ask, but we'll still ask it of everyone. And so every question is designed to get to know you better. That is the point of the question. So there's no trick questions. It's really just to say, you know, it might be something as simple as pancakes or waffles. I mean, I've had that conversation on several first dates.
Hey, it can cause a little contention too. I can't.
Right, because I prefer waffles, not pancakes. And then usually the guy will say it's the same thing, and I will say I understand that, but it's the texture. And then I'll say, but I don't like Waffle House. I prefer IHOP. And they'll say, but
That is a thing. That's a thing.
And it comes a thing. So some of the questions will be as simple as that. Some of them will be a little bit more in depth, but honestly, all of them are to get a fun answer and just to get to know you better. Because I want everyone who is on the show or in a box to think about it as you are presenting yourself to the entire world. And somebody out there has been looking for you. They just hadn't met you yet. And so they tune in and they see this video and they say, what? Eunice is single? What?
I think everybody knows Eunice is single. Don't worry about it.
Does everybody know? Because I think don't nobody know. That's why.
Hey, Sandra.
I feel like, you know what? People don't know I'm single.
They may not. Maybe they don't. But we are going to, I don't know if you, okay, I'll just repeat it for the people who just stepped in the room. This is all going to be PG-13 rated PG-13. Meaning, you know, it's not going to be anything off the wall. We're broadcasting.
Our moms can watch it, right? Our moms can watch it.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll be, you know, it'll be fine. So don't worry about it.
Nothing to embarrass. There's nothing to expose. There's nothing to be inappropriate. We really just want to get to know you, and we want other people to get a chance to know you, and hopefully shoot their shot. That's the goal of all of it. Is that shots will be shot. Will be shot.
Hey, Harmony. Harmony wants to know, did we plan the hoops? No, but hoops are life.
Hoops are absolutely life. It doesn't matter what's going on in your world. Doesn't matter if you have on eyebrows, lipstick, or eyelashes. As long as you have on hoops, you in the game.
I went and grabbed my hoops right before we went live. I was like, I ain't got no earrings.
I always leave my hoops at the computer. So when I have to do all these Zooms at different times of the day, and I'm like, oh, I didn't do my hair. I did what I'm like, but I got my hoops. Hoops are life. Hoops are life.
I have a question for people. What is your biggest challenge for the single people or the people who are married? What was your biggest challenge when it came to dating? Anybody want to share any challenges that they have?
Well, when it came to meeting someone today and when it came to dating.
Either one.
Right.
You can address either one, but yeah.
Yeah. So tell us that. What was your biggest challenge? If you're married, what was your biggest challenge prior to meeting your spouse? If you're single, what has been the greatest challenge you feel?
My biggest, I can answer while y'all are waiting. My biggest challenge it's been stuck to online dating now. Even though I wasn't that successful.
Let's not even talk about pandemic challenge because we've been single before the last 3 months.
But I was still online even before. It's been a lot. I was about to say, even though I wasn't stuck online before, but the online part of it is a challenge to me because you go through so many people and they're going through so many people. So to even have a connection is one thing. And then once you start communicating online, sometimes people don't communicate the right way. And it never develops into anything. You don't even have that time to, and I'm like nervous. I don't want to give my number out too soon. But at the same time, it's like you just don't have that time to build any kind of rapport with anybody because, you know, it's so inconsistent.
That is the thing about the dating app. You're just swiping. And by the time you do connect with somebody and you start corresponding on the message center, you know that either you're talking to 5 other people you swipe or they're talking to 5 other people. And at some point you form more of a connection, even in the initial conversation, that you don't follow up with the other ones. You're like,
Another challenge of mine has been, I think we talked about it last week on the podcast, has been focusing my attention too much on one person as opposed to staying open. I mean, I'm talking about in the dating area, as opposed to staying open and allowing other people to have some of my time and space. Because then when that person doesn't work out, and then I'm left with no one. Whereas I don't think men approach it that way. They don't approach dating that way.
But men will argue that they weren't meant to be monogamous. And what I have found, and we've talked about it as we did just now on the podcast, is this thing where when we find one that we like, that's enough for us. We don't want to try to get to know 20 people because that can't be but surface, because you can't really invest the time for them to get to know you, to try to explore any kind of vulnerabilities, to have any attachments to them when you're doing that with more than one person. And we're not even just talking about physically. We're talking about, I got to remember that I talked to you. Did I tell you about the bear that walked down the street, or was that the other one, or what? It's too much. But we feel like we put too much into one situation too soon. So it's about finding that balance of saying, okay, well, I might be dating somebody or interested in someone, but I'm also still open and available if someone else was to come into my space.
Right.
Then they're gonna have to arm wrestle for me.
Right. Lynn says playing games, not being honest, and thinking sex is going to happen on the first 2 or 3 dates. If you say it's not about sex, then they are done. LOL. Yeah. And I would say for those people, you just let them go. I mean, I know it sucks, but a lot of people feel that way. But it's better to let them have you cut you off in the front beginning.
And let's say this, because I feel like Lynn was very straightforward on what the challenge is. Most of the time people, well, at least in our experience, because I want to share some of our experiences with that, it's not even that they say sex. They don't even use the word. It's things that they say that let you know. Because it sounds like an after-school special to say, oh, men just looking for sex or looking to hook up. So do you want to share your recent one? And I can share one of my recent ones?
Yeah, I'll share my recent one about that. Met a guy online on Bumble. This live broadcast is brought to you by Bumble, apparently. He reached out and said, hey, you know, what's your week looking like? I would love to see you in person with our mask on somewhere in public. I'm like, okay, cool. Gave him some days, and he gave me some days back, and I was like, well, let's shoot for Saturday. So he didn't respond, first of all, for 24 hours, because that's online dating for you. And then when he finally responded, he was like, yeah, Saturday is cool as long as thigh meat is available.
As long as what? You have to, can you write that on the screen? What it is you're saying?
He said...
What did he say? Because sometimes it's hard to hear. We need this one to be closed caption. He said he was available on Saturday for you guys to meet for the first time, as long as what?
Wait, hold on.
What does that say?
Wait a minute. I'm trying to post it. Thigh meat.
Thigh meat. You have never met this person. Y'all have never even had a phone conversation. You just now trying to say, okay, let's go somewhere, meet in public at 6 feet distance.
When I'm mad.
And he said, I'm available Saturday as long as, wait, how can I get there?
Yeah, that happened. So yeah, so back to your point, Lynn. Yes, that is a problem. So, but because he said that, I cut off that communication, and it wasn't anything else to say at that point. He actually had the nerve, because that was the day before we were going to meet. I didn't say anything. Or I said, you know what? I did tell him. I said, I think you're looking for something different.
I don't know what you mean, but we good.
I said, I think you're looking for something different, and I'm offering, so have a good one, you know. And then he had the nerve to send me a message the next day and said, so what time you gonna be available?
And also said, thick thighs saves lives.
He did say, yeah, because I said, no, he said, yeah, I didn't mean anything by it, but thick thighs save lives. So what time you gonna be available tonight?
And when you told me that this man you had never spoken to, never met, asked you about some thigh meat, I said, now, did y'all have a previous conversation about chicken? I was trying to make it make sense. I'm trying to make it make sense.
He's thirsty for some rabbit.
Okay, let me give an example of one of mine.
Okay.
We were chatting online, still not exchanging text messaging, still in the dating app. And the person said, I can't believe you're single. And I was like, I know, crazy. I said, I do get messages from weirdos or whatever. And then his response to me saying, yeah, sometimes I get messages from weirdos was, well, I'll tell you right now, I'm a freak.
He's a what?
Freak. Are you going to spell that for the kids in the back? So when I said, yeah, I do get approached by weirdos in my inbox, you know, I'm single, you know, I'm not dating. He said, well, I'll let you know I'm a freak.
Just so you know, since you said the weirdos thing, okay.
I guess it's like weirdos and freaks is like a combo platter. I don't know.
Woo.
I'm trying to think of another one.
Okay, let me see. Let me find some comments. Hold on. So Crystal says, not meeting guys who share my values about life. That's one of her challenges in dating. And that's a big one. You don't value the same things.
Well, let me ask you about this, because this might be a whole nother podcast.
It will be, because we could go into that. I know where you're going.
Right. I feel like we go into that because I feel like somebody might not have your same values, but they may have never had an appreciation for why you do have the value you have. I mean, I think about how many people I've met in my lifetime that they exposed me to something that served me well. I'm not saying change me or fix me or I pretend to like what they like, but sometimes, and the values are different. It's a lot of values and it means different things, but I think sometimes it can kind of be on the cusp of, okay, maybe if he see how I roll, he can get a better understanding of how rolling should be.
It could be. It depends. It depends.
Yeah, but you ain't trying to raise it late, so.
Yeah, it depends. Regina said men just want to hook up. I think a lot of people face that when it comes to men sometimes. Some women just want hookups too, I guess.
This is true. I mean, I guess it depends on what phase of life you're in.
Yeah, quality godly men that want to commit.
That's hard to find. And that's the thing about men who want to commit. I mean, our age range, what's amazing is when men tell me, well, yeah, I want to grow old with somebody. And I think, well, you know, that process
you're already old.
About 5 years ago. Your growing old process, you know, actually has been you on the clock. I think when they say I want to grow old with someone, they're thinking about some age where they are then going to deem themselves old, like 65, 70. And it's like, boo-boo, if I got to change your diaper at 70, that means we had some trips and vacations, and I got some good memories of when we were 45.
Yeah, yeah. The men don't want to settle down. They just wanted a team. Yeah. She was saying that, I guess, when Sandra was dating, that's what she was finding. They wanted a team.
Right, and that's the thing. Anybody who wants a team, that's fine. That's what was in your right to not settle down. But you got to know that the issue we were saying is once I have expressed my intention of what I would like for myself, don't present an alternative to me.
Right, because the whole team thing is the friends thing that we both experienced, where both of these guys that we were dealing with had all these beautiful, wonderful girlfriends, and it's like, I don't want to be a part of that.
Yeah, they were like, so now what day would you like? I'll add you to the roster, and you're like,
yeah, I don't want to be a part of that. Like, I don't want any parts of that, and that's a cop out for them.
And
okay, let's see what Jay said.
Communicated.
Jay, did you tag your single friends, buddy?
Huh?
I was asking Jay if he tagged his single friends yet.
What is that? Can I play games on your phone? No, no. A good pickup line for what? A 3-year-old? I hope Jay doesn't get anything. Man said, "Can I play games on your phone?"
Okay, Harmony had a two-party. She said, "Men are men. It's DNA," which I agree. Raising a little man, I see this 100%. It does help me give grace.
Because you see, they just born like that.
Him can't help it. Him can't help it.
That's very
right. The friend zone, but you want girlfriend and wifey benefits, though. Exactly. What kind of friend is that?
Well, and that's the thing about the friend zone. One of the guys that I met who wanted to be friends invited you and I to a party where he says, "Oh, I'm gonna have some friends. Bring your single friend." And we showed up, and it was all women. And I said, "Well, why would you invite me to something you haven't, and it's all women?" Of course, he said,
"Oh, imagine my surprise."
Imagine your surprise. And he
she said, "Hey, come on." I'm like, "Oh, men gonna be here."
He said, "Oh, my fellas didn't show up." But at that moment, I realized all these women sitting here with a number, and they just waiting for you to pull theirs or call theirs, and they just gonna hold on. They gonna be that best girlfriend until you decide that your fibromyalgia is a little too rough, and you need somebody to rub that cream into your knees.
Like, don't wait till it's time to change your diapers to be coming to me, please, and ready to settle down. Come on now, come on. We can do better than that.
Can we do better than that?
I feel like we should. Learning something better than what you have known.
What else you got?
I was trying to see. She might have been responding to something we said earlier.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, about the value system, I think. But that's the thing. I mean, there's a lot of challenges with meeting someone. Then once you actually meet someone that you think you might be a potential or that you're even attracted to or interested in, then you got to see, are they interested in you? Then you got to see, do you have the same values? Do you see things the same? So it's so many layers of connection that we are just not making. And it's amazing how people really are not getting together. What I believe, especially from social media, I feel like when I see single men posting things about dating or women or interactions with women, it's always so negative. It's so negative. And I feel like women are always thinking more of, I would love to have a man to be with and form a partnership with and live a life with. And I think men see it as, you ain't about to get me. You ain't about to treat
me down. Clank, clank.
Right. And so it's that I think that answers Wendy's question where she just said, what do you think the breakdown is? I think a lot of times men do not see us as being on the same team. We are on the same team of wanting to make loving connections and build some kind of life for ourselves, have a good time, have fun, leave a legacy, make a lot of money, drink something good, eat something good, you know, just have a good life together in a partnership. And I feel like men tend to see it as, oh, she ain't about to trick me into loving her. We're like, would loving me be the worst thing that could happen to you today, though? Is that the worst thing that could happen? Is me loving you?
Harmony said this about the online dating. At least you can take a resume with online dating. Never underestimate a little research for a lot of your time. That's true.
Do you find that people that you do have some kind of connection with online, do you feel like they have been forthright or honest in their profile? Because a lot of times I know we have to go back and reread them once we do make a
connection. Yeah, because you forget what you saw the first time when you connected. Right. A lot of times I kind of don't glance at them for real.
Yeah, you just look at the picture. You're like, he's cute. I was like, he's cute.
Yeah.
When you start saying he's a freak, you go back to his page like, wait, what did he say he was looking for?
Something casual.
I just like something casual.
Oh, I missed that. I missed that part.
I feel that profile on a date now because I'm looking for something casual.
It's some people. Well, let me not judge people. I think for the most. No, I was about to say something that wasn't necessary. For the most part, I think the ones who leave out the most have probably the most to say or most to hide. I guess a little bit. I find myself enjoying the profiles where they participate in the two truths and one lie, or they tell something like really quirky about themselves. Something it's like almost feels like they care when they signed up for it, as opposed to just putting their name, their age, and their height in their pictures with their shirts off. So, yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. I haven't found anybody that actually lied. I don't think they have a reason to lie for real. On the dating app, it's like you take. What happened? Wait a minute. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what he's talking about, so I can't put his comment up.
I know. I don't know either. I don't know what's happening. Anybody got anything else? Okay, so beyond, why do you think it's been a challenge to meet someone or connection? Once you do meet someone and they don't just want sex, that you have made a connection, what has been the problem from there?
Right.
Because those are the things that prevent it going from the beginning.
But well, I can speak for my problems.
Okay.
My problem is I've been single a long time. Mm-hmm. I live by myself. I pay my own bills. I do all this and that and the other. So it's hard for me to allow or to open myself to allow someone to come in and take part in my life. So that's a challenge for me. Mm-hmm. You know, once we get over the other stuff and we're like, oh yeah, we really do like each other, then it becomes another challenge of, well, do I want to see him all the time? Or, you know what I mean? Like the mental part of it, of just being by yourself is a challenge to it.
Well, and especially when you're happy by yourself.
Yeah.
Recommend. I mean, we've had people when we first started doing the podcast, people would listen and say, y'all don't sound like y'all don't want to be single, you know, because we're not having a bad time or a bad life. We would like a life partner in some form or fashion. You know, I think what happens for me is just like you said, it has to be an upgrade for what I'm doing. And I'm not talking about materialistically or financially, but I'm saying because I do enjoy my life on my own, once I invite somebody else into it, they can't add anxiety or stress or insecurity or doubt or drama. They have to be an asset versus a liability.
Now, but do you allow room for any of that? Because I feel like with any relationship comes a level of anxiety.
Historically, I haven't because the balance sheet, once you start keep adding up these liabilities, it's like, okay, there's not going to be any value in this interaction. And
I get that.
That's not even talking about making it a business transaction. I'm saying, you know what? It's something as simple as you not doing what you say you're going to do. Okay, I don't normally walk around checking my phone all day looking for a phone call. So that uncertainty, that insecurity you causing to me, that anxiety you causing to me. Okay, if you make a date and you don't show up or don't call, that's causing another level of anxiety in me or disappointment or starting to cause me to question myself. Well, did I hear wrong? Or did I say something wrong? Okay. I don't do that in my real life.
So is there an allowance for somebody
adding that to me?
Is there an allowance for somebody who just lacks communication skills? Let's just say the phone example. No. There's no allowance for that.
Well,
I mean, because do you allow them?
If you can't communicate, what we doing? What we doing?
No. What I'm saying is like it's not lacking communication, but you said they may not be a communicator where they're calling or checking in all the time.
No.
So do you give them space to say, hey, this is what I need? Can you do this, or is it you didn't do this, so you're done?
No. I communicate any expectations I have because it's different for every person. So I don't necessarily need to talk to you every day. I don't necessarily need to see you all the time. I don't, now, but that still does not mean I don't want you to do what you say you're going to do. That's usually my number one thing. If you say, hey, let me call you back.
Yeah, she's bad like that.
I'm the person that be sitting there like, well, let me not get busy and do nothing else because they say they're going to call me right back.
She gets mad at me for not calling her.
I do. So I just really want people to do what they say they're going to do. Whoever, yes, as my friend, you are good about not doing what you say you're going to do by calling me back. Or I say, girl, when you get home, call me, let me know you made it, or text me, let me know. And she won't do it. And I will say to her the next day, hey, friend, how hard can it be to text me and let me know you made it home safe? Because I now am worried. I'm concerned. Do I need to go to sleep? Do I need to go drive the route to her house? Is she in a ditch? So yes, if you was kissing me, it'd be worse.
Yeah. All right, Chuck got something to say. Let's see. Okay. It's a lot.
Oh, what's that say?
This is a lot of great information you're putting out, but something that really needs to be addressed is you're identifying all the problems you have with men without discussing all bad women out there. Yes, there are bad men out there, but there are just as many bad women. You should ask men what problems they ran into with women. We are asking, so can you share?
Right.
Can you share, Chuck? Because we can only speak from our experiences. I don't date women.
So Chuck, we ask everybody, what is the challenge you've had in dating? Or if you're with someone now, what was the challenge prior to your spouse?
Yeah.
Your spouse. Anybody. Yeah. We want to know all the challenges because obviously there is a disconnect on both ends for everybody. Yeah. We know all women are not as wonderful as us. We know that.
But if you are a listener of the podcast, you know that we are ones to call ourselves out and each other out. Because that's all we can
about our shortcomings, about when we were wrong, about what we learned, about what we shouldn't do next time. So we are very self-aware, and that is the point of us talking it through and having this platform. Is we don't think we're perfect. There's no perfect person. But sometimes after the fact, we can say, "Okay, I probably shouldn't have said." Okay, I can see now when I said that how that did not communicate what I meant. So, Chuck, we're very open to feedback about ourselves. But yes, tell us what you have found has been a challenge for you, Chuck, in dating women.
Yes, please.
Because we can only speak about the men we've tried to date.
Yeah. Okay, Lynn. Same here. Been single for a while. Gave my own business and do side jobs to fill time and help others so I don't do the drama, etc. I feel like if a woman is hustling, it becomes a problem for some men. I'm willing to allow someone in, but if you want to come into my life, bring it like you mean it. Hopefully that makes sense. It makes perfect sense to me. Makes perfect. I'll leave it up for people to look at it, but yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Well, and that's the thing. The whole thing is bring it. And I feel like men try to have the interaction and the access without bringing it. Minimal effort. They try to put forth minimal effort and maximum return.
And as a result, we praise men for the minimum effort that they do sometimes. When we meet somebody,
for a little bit of simple stuff, we're like, girl, he called me, girl. He called me. Uh-oh. And we would check ourselves and be like, okay, yes, that's great. He did that, but that's so basic. The fact that we've been so in the ditch that when somebody is on the curb, it looks positive.
Okay, Crystal says, I get bored easily if the dating situation is not progressing or if I'm not mentally stimulated by a guy. Yeah, I get bored easily too, girl. What you say?
And when we say we get bored easily, that doesn't mean we need to be jetted off on trips and buying stuff and like that. It's about have something to talk about. Have something to encourage, inspire. Like my pain. Make me think about something differently. Expose me to something I didn't know. Well, I never knew that. Oh, wow. Okay. I like being around him because every time I'm around him, I leave knowing something different or feeling like I learned something. Or even when I'm around him, I feel better and stronger about myself because of how he pours into me. You know, it's like he always says something encouraging or inspiring to me. That's what you got to be around. So a lot of times when men hear that we say we get bored easily, they're thinking, oh, because she want to go out to dinner every night. And
she want to spend money all the time. Yeah.
It ain't that. It ain't that. It's just go back to bringing your A game. Stop trying to do as little as possible to see what you can get. We did a podcast about this, about a guy that I met on the app, went out with, we lost contact. He reemerged some months later. And because I still was open and I could challenge myself to be accessible to an opportunity, and when he asked me out, I said yes. And the next day, he sent me a text saying, I'm emotionally unavailable. I don't want to hurt you. And I responded, I know you have been emotionally unavailable since I met you. Most men are. What time should I meet you tonight? I didn't ask you all that, but you just asked me out yesterday, and now this morning you emotionally unavailable. So what I'm saying that for is like, it ain't that deep. We really do just want to have a good time and see if it's a fit or a vibe. Just because I asked you to text me back or we trying to get together, that don't mean I want to be with you forever. People think a lot of that.
Okay, so somebody is recently in a new relationship. I recently became unsingle and I'm having trust issues. I see things in him. I had bad experiences with my ex. So sometimes I feel I'm being self-destructive. That's so easy to do. I know. It's so easy to do.
So do you have anything to offer her?
I'm like, but besides, I mean, obviously we've all been there. We've all been, because we all carry this baggage, men and women, into new relationships. But sometimes you got to leave that luggage at the door. Because you'll never find happiness by dragging that on. You know what I mean? You never know what that could be if you keep bringing on other stuff on putting the old ex's stuff onto him. Like
very true. And let me add this: trust your gut. If you think somebody lying, they probably are.
Well, that's the opposite of what.
Was that the opposite of what you said?
Well, I wanted her to give the guy a shot.
This is what I'm saying. Everybody got baggage. You know, that's what we talk about, luggage and baggage. Everybody has baggage, especially at our age. You know, if you show up to me and you ain't got no baggage, I don't think you planning to stay. Now, that baggage ain't mine. Go put it up in the closet somewhere, but it shows me you here to stay because you came with some stuff and we all come with some stuff. Don't open up none of them bags you brought and try to make none of them things in there fit me. Them ain't my things because you had them when you got here.
Mm-hmm.
Amen. So don't try to make him fit something that was in one of your ex's suitcase, even though that was part of your baggage. And if you think somebody's lying to you, they probably are.
That's true. I mean, I more than likely they are.
Those two concepts exist in the same universe.
Well, yeah, they do. But we all have
PTSD for a reason. And what happens is, you know, I hate the term giving someone the benefit of the doubt. Because doubt is there to serve you. So when you have doubt, when your intuition is telling you something ain't right, and you say, well, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. No. That doubt is there to benefit you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't give nobody the benefit of my doubt. I give myself the benefit of my doubt.
But we had a conversation about this on one of our episodes, too, because we disagree with that. I do give people the benefit of the doubt. And but it's based off how we see people, and we both see people differently. Mm-hmm. Like I see the worst in people in the beginning. That's why I give them the benefit of the doubt. She sees the best.
I see the best in people,
in everybody. And so there's no doubt to give.
Yeah, because we see people. Yeah, you see people, and it's like, oh, here we go. And I see people say, hey, here we go. Mm-hmm. Once I start doubting that, I'm good.
But see, I have to give them the benefit of the doubt because that's all I have at the point. At that point. When I don't know.
What's your intuition, especially at this age, we can look back at a million times in our lives that we did not want to trust ourselves because that wasn't going to be the fun answer. And then we live to regret. And we say, oh, my right mind told me. Oh, my first mind told. Oh, something in the back of my. Oh, trust your intuition. It is there to serve and protect you.
It is.
Now, that don't mean your ex's stuff is his stuff, but it do mean if you feel like something ain't right, it probably ain't right.
You have to know what your PTSD triggers are too.
Oh, triggers.
Yeah, you have to know that too. So be self-aware of that when you're.
But let's say this: our triggers, because we talked about this, our triggers are all over the place. Because you remember when I was triggered one time about something that after the fact I said, well, maybe that wasn't a big deal. And I shared it with my book club, other women, and they were all triggered too. Where I asked this guy about when were we going to try to see each other again, and he responded, let's talk later.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't work for anybody.
And that triggered me. Now we texted. All this man said was, let's talk later. I was triggered into, we got to talk later. We got to. Somebody saying let's talk later is not a bad thing. That's just saying, hey, let's talk later. I said this to some other women, and they had the same response.
I would have too.
Somebody want to talk later. It's about to be some boo. We're going to wrap this up in about 5.5 minutes.
Huh?
We're going to wrap this up in 5.5 minutes. I'm doing the time check.
You got somewhere to be.
I got everywhere to be. I'm sleeping. We've been doing this for 2 minutes.
Said it has to be a clean slate. Trust till he gives you a reason, and hopefully he doesn't. That's true. Until he gives you a reason, trust him.
But that's the thing. If you have trust issues, you know that about yourself coming in the door.
Yeah.
Right? So if he gives you a reason not to trust him, then that's a double whammy.
Yeah.
If you have trust issues and he don't give you a reason to have questions about him, then it's not a problem.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I'm still waiting on Chuck to tell us what he got a problem
All these
with.
bad women.
It's a safe space, Chuck. You ain't gonna.
It's a safe space. Yeah, we don't date. We haven't dated women, so we can't talk about all the horrors of women. But
Yeah.
women are not blameless.
Perfect.
Yeah, we know that. I mean, we heard. We don't know personally. And look, and after I give all this information and advice, I'm gonna say disclaimer: we don't know nothing about it. We ain't got nobody.
I should put a disclaimer in the comment.
You put that up there. This is for entertainment purposes only. If you take anything away from this, then you know. Chuck says trust issues, aka baggage. I don't have no problem with no baggage. If your friend said, "Hey, I'm coming to stay this weekend," and they show up to your door and they don't have a bag or nothing, you're like, "I thought you said it." Don't give the impression you're trying to stay because you didn't bring nothing with you. So if you're trying to have a relationship with me or build some kind of thing with me, I need to see that you coming to bring your stuff. Tell me about the issues you've had. Tell me about that time that happened. Tell me what you learned from that. Tell me how you grew from that. And again, ain't none of that mine, but that's yours. That's what you coming to the table with. Because it helps me be more sensitive in how I deal with you about certain things because of what you've already been through, and hopefully vice versa. Hopefully I'm not just giving you the answer to the test and you just say stuff to get the right answer. You can just be more appreciative of my experience. And likewise.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Wendy. Wendy saying be specific, Chuck. I know. But men always don't trust women. Women, even if it's not for a specific reason. They just don't trust them with their heart. They don't trust women to be vulnerable with. They don't trust that a woman is going to protect them and have their back at all times and be their helpmate and partner. So men have trust issues across the board just because they don't trust women.
Which is weird, but
I feel.
That's weird for them not to trust women.
I know. Lynn said men have baggage too. Lynn, I take exception with the statement men have baggage too. Men have baggage.
You can take the two part out of it.
Take the two out. You have baggage.
Period.
Two would give the impression that women have it. Listen, women, we have baggage, but guess what? We can't pack it up fast enough to come through what you talking about. Yeah, we got baggage, but we still trying to see what you talking about though. Yeah, that happened to us that time and with him, and then again, and then remember that year, remember that didn't work out. Okay, what time should I be ready? They will have that bag, and they tripping over the bags, and they so scared to open the bag, and they so scared that you won't have a purse that you don't even get the first date.
Yeah.
Part of this video, make sure you send us your email, men and women. Tag a single friend. We want to have so the conversations that we'll have on first date won't be this deep. It'll be more of a game.
Yeah, it's a first date. It will be a first date conversation.
It's just to keep the conversation moving with everybody.
Yeah. Chuck, send us your single friends. I know you got plenty.
Yeah.
Just tell them to send me their email, and I'll reach out to them myself.
Yeah, send the email. We'll send out the questionnaire. Okay, Chuck, we will give Chuck all the time in the world. Chuck, we're going to extend this for Chuck Johnston.
Give us one topic. Give us one topic.
Tell us 2 topics that you talk about with your guy friend. Because we're
going to come up with 2.
He said he has topics with an S. So I don't want to limit him. Hey, y'all, we off the clock. I said 5 minutes. Chuck just got in. I really want to hear what Chuck got to say because this is what we need. We need the dialogue between each other to learn about each other.
Tag your single friends too, or your male friends, whatever.
You know what's so funny? I get excited by seeing a guy who is talking, and then it's like, come on, we won't hurt you. Bring it.
Oh, you listen, Chuck. I appreciate you for listening.
Thank you. We're trying to make some love connections for ourselves and for others. We want some single people to just get together and stop being in this world all alone. So
I will say, Chuck's not single, and I don't think he's claiming to be. But that's why I told him to tag his single friends. I didn't want people to be all up in his.
Oh, okay, no, we want to know what you talk about with your friends. Yeah.
Yes. Chuck is newly married. Chuck is newly married, huh?
Oh, you know Chuck?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I'm like, who is Chuck? Okay.
Yeah, Chuck went to the University of Alabama.
Okay, so Chuck says, yes, first topic up, there are a lot of women looking for the come up. Chuck, question to you. Is that a bad thing, or do you mean strictly material interest? Strictly a financial interest in you? Because I think women and men should be looking for the come up. That's the only reason to partner with somebody is for you to both come up. But
do you strictly mean finances? That's what I need to answer because if you do, I got a response for that.
Oh, she ready. You know, what does women looking for the come up? I am looking for the come up, but that's because I'm already up. I'm looking for the fall down.
I take if he's talking about finances and he can respond. I know too many people in great financial situations, single women, who don't have men.
Boom.
And don't need to come up like that.
Look at Chuck, his beautiful wife. But Chuck.
All right, shout out to your beautiful wife. Yes.
Chuck, what do you mean looking for the come up? Are you meaning strictly financial women are interested in men? Oh, yeah, right.
You said financial.
Okay, go ahead, Rob. Let me back up. Go ahead, Rob.
No. I was just I had started that statement because that's I think maybe there are some women out there, but the quality women, the ones I know, my single female friends, they're just fine financially, just fine. So anything you bring to the table, like Eunice said, it needs to be a come up, but it don't have to be a financial one. So I just know too many single women to buy into that statement.
So
I know too many successful single women to buy into that statement.
He's on the come up, so I don't want to combine my wealth with her wealth or my abilities and talents with her abilities and talents and build something. This is mine, and she wants it. So I'm not going to make myself available to this woman. You have to believe that this woman is quality anyway. She got her. She ain't looking for you for that. But she also ain't looking for you to move in with her and take her stock down either. So I told Robin, and she knows this, I told her, I said, the only way I would even imagine getting married at this point, you would have to be a billionaire. Like, what would be the point of me partnering with somebody that ain't adding up to my life? And the only reason I said it financial was because it ain't no reason to do it. If you ain't adding something else to me besides money.
Yeah.
Like, you would have to be next level rich for me to partner with you. Because I just need somebody who got some good sense, who is a good person,
right,
consistent, who is honest, who is loyal, who is supportive, who is encouraged. You know, I don't care about your money.
Yeah.
I mean, you can be broke.
Crystal said partnering leads to wealth building.
Right. And that's the thing. We're not partnering because men feel like women are just after them for their money.
Well, the bad ones are very good at hiding their true intentions. But does that say more about them or you? I mean, who you're attracted to.
Oh, go to the next comment.
Okay, let's see. Men like women who are looking for the come up. They complain about it, but that's who they go for. Women who need it. I was about to bring that up too.
Because we did a whole podcast.
We sure did. I need to start bringing up our podcast.
They want to swoop in, and so they'll get the woman that is having some financial struggles. She may potentially have some children that she's trying to get taken care of. And a man likes to feel like, oh, she needs me, and I paid this on that light bill, whatever. Men like to be the hero. And so as much as they try to say women are looking for a financial come up, the women that ain't looking for no financial come up is sitting out here having podcasts, somebody how we ain't got no man, with a woman who may be looking for a financial come up has been partnered up with someone who feels like he has brought something to the table.
I would love to hear Chuck's response to that, because it does feel like men are looking for someone that they can bring up to their level, as opposed to
finding someone to their level, but somebody who would be beholden to them because they have.
No, they want to save you. They want to rescue you. They have that rescue mentality.
Love is Blind on Netflix. Anybody who watched Love is Blind on Netflix, and we were surprised when that girl told the guy, I can't remember nobody's names now, but that she had student loans but no degree. She didn't work. She slept on her friends' couches. She had a credit card that she used, and we were like, oh my gosh, he's not gonna want her. And when he still married her, I remember we had a podcast about that, because he said men want to be the hero. She presented a damsel in distress. I don't have no financial standing, and that's what he can provide to her. And so that's why she the one.
Exactly.
What's that something?
If she's looking for a financial come up, you will know that early on. She don't have time to waste. That's my opinion.
Well, let's talk about the financial come up, because I don't know if that just means free dinners. I don't know if that means you paying her bills. I don't know what a financial come up is. Are you buying her things? So I would need to have an understanding of what financial come up is. If I partner with someone, they are going to have to be, they don't even have to be at my level financially, but they got to have the ability to, one, they've been taking care of themselves well, and together we can build something more.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. So
they always want the woman who needs them financially. There are more ways than finances that a woman can need a man: emotional support, encouragement, etc. That's what we're talking about.
That's what we're talking about. Because think about it. Both of us have our own home. We have our own cars. We pay our own bills. So obviously we don't need a man for that.
Yeah. Okay, Chuck, you're absolutely right. There are plenty of good women out there. Yes, some men love being tricked. But there are a lot of, you saying women tricking men out of checks? Or men tricking?
Yeah, there are women tricking men out of checks. But you know how a man gets tricked out of a check? By being a trick.
Give us one more point, Chuck.
Yeah, give us another topic you and your friends talk about. This is good, Chuck. Thank you. Give us another man topic. A man who is getting tricked out of his money is a trick.
Good women who have their ish together don't need someone to save us or anything. We want a partnership. That's why we don't settle. I honestly feel like, we on our podcast, you remember what the title of that podcast was?
About
The Damsel in Distress.
Oh yeah, I don't know. It was from this season though.
It's from this season. Anyway, just binge watch them and you'll catch it. But we talked about that because we even discussed, like, is our approach to dating wrong? Do we present too much of a
independent?
I don't need you.
Right. We don't present to men when they meet us that we need them. Women want to be wanted. Men want to be needed. And because we're taking care of ourselves for so long, we don't naturally present a need. We have a want for a man. And so when we meet men, they don't see where they can come in and save us. And so that's sometimes unattractive. And so they might go towards someone who does need saving. And for women like us, we're like, well, wait a minute. He went for that when he had all this over here. We haven't presented a space for him where he feels like he's going to be valued and that you don't have to, put up with him.
Yeah. Oh, somebody, who was that said something?
Because we be over
Crystal.
To the left.
Crystal was like, but more than finances, we need the emotional support, the encouragement, and those things that, a man can provide. And it feels better coming from a man. I'm waiting on Chuck.
Chuck got another one.
Yeah, I was. Chuck,
and we were joking about, we said, we consciously said in that particular episode that the next man we met, we were going to present a struggle. We said we're going to have to find a struggle and present it to this man so he can feel like he can save us from it. And we
how did that go?
Because we knew we wasn't going to remember to do it.
I was about to say, how did that go?
Remember, I think the struggle I came up with was, this jar is closed. I can't get it open. Can you open it for me? I'm so weak. I can't get it.
Oh my goodness. Chuck said, no, I'm good. Did we make you feel bad, Chuck?
We want to know what y'all be talking about.
Because it's good information.
Chuck can answer this for us because we have a curiosity. Chuck, why is it nowadays the men that we meet are so focused on let's just be friends and then see what happens versus being intentional about the interaction? We feel like they getting this from some kind of movie or TV show or book because so many different men have said it to so many different women. So Chuck,
married men telling them to do that.
Yes, Chuck, if you can tell us where y'all getting this "let's be friends" thing from, that would be very useful. Because we need to go find that person and slap them around a bit. Because that's bad information.
Yes, a struggle to save us to get a man. The struggle is real. Yeah, I just can't do it. I won't.
No. But listen, there is a man, the man that is for us will love that we are strong and independent, and he still will know that he can add a tremendous value to what we already have. And we will see that he knows he can add a tremendous value, and we will feel the same about him. And so that is for, without a doubt, the right one. The right one. Now, these bottom feeders that we just be trying to talk to because we got cell phone service, no, not them. But the ones that ain't came and found us yet, he will know why he met us. And he won't be trying to be friends. He won't be talking to us for a month and a half, talking about the jury is still out. It don't take the whole day to recognize sunshine. He's going to say, oh, wait a minute, you available? Oh, let me go ahead and close this deal.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to say, he put too many eyes on his head. He's too aggressive.
All men are different. I always wanted a family. For some men, that is not on their list. That's true. So why they say it's on their list when they don't really want it? Or they want to be 50 with a family?
Or the fact they already have a family all over the state and it wasn't fun.
So you should have brought some of your friends in here. We're not getting on you.
Bring your friends, Chuck. Bring your friends. Well, a lot of times the men we've met have either been married and had children and are divorced, or have had children potentially with more than one person. And so their experience of family has not been the American dream. And so they are not apt to say, yes, I want to do this forever with somebody because they've done some forever stuff with people that they're not with. So they got a bad taste in their mouth.
Child, you just said something, girl. Woo! That was a word.
PhD, my player hating degree.
That was a word. They done something for forever with somebody they weren't supposed to be with.
Child, listen, them babies be forever, and that wasn't even a forever type situation. And so when you meet somebody that could be a forever, you're like, no, because I'm already doing a kind of forever with somebody I don't want to do forever with. So I can't just see forever as something I want to do.
Yeah. So to get at you, that's what they're doing. So they're childish and they just never gonna grow up. Is that what you're telling us? Okay.
Oh, that was an answer to the friend thing.
Thanks, Chuck. I appreciate you participating.
Was that the answer to the friend thing?
I appreciate it. Well, thank y'all for tuning in.
Yeah.
Chuck, tell your single friends to reach out to me because we want to have these conversations with some single folks.
Yeah.
And it won't be this deep, like she said. It'll be very.
And it won't be this long either.
No. She just old and tired, Josh.
I know. It's 7:20. It's my bedtime.
We normally are on at this time of day anyway. We normally go early, so we just came a little later. We wanted to wait till people got off work.
People at work? People at work?
If any women, yeah, they work. They might be, working from home, and they're working. If any women are interested, you can still send us your information as well. Just the best way is to inbox us on our Facebook page.
Oh no, girl! Yes, send us your email. We'll send you back a questionnaire. I will get all the questions and everything lined up. We're looking at having 2 men and 2 women on each show. And again, we're not partnering or pairing anybody up. We just want everybody to be able to have a dialogue and have a chance to interact and engage. And even if you aren't on the show, you can watch the show and you might see the person that you'd like to reach out to in their inbox. Right, that's on you. That's on you.
Yeah. So anyway.
Thank you, Chuck. That's very sweet. Tell your friends. Tell your friends.
Yes, please. Tell your single friends.
Yes.
Specifically.
Cool. So send us your information. We're putting the show together. We do want to have it up and running before the end of this month.
Mm-hmm. That's the goal.
I don't know what day it is, but it's July, right?
Yeah. Right.
So before the end of this month. And again, we are just trying to make some connections. We know we are in a pandemic. We know it's hard to meet people and talk to people. And we thought this would be a great way to not even be limited with who's in your demographic, your area, your geographic area. I was about to say your DMA, your geographic area. But anybody around the world can tune in, meet you, see you, and then just keep us posted. Let us know if you made a love match.
Yeah, we'll bring you back on as a guest. Couple. A couple guests. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good Wednesday, and we will see y'all next time.